Okay, so welcome to our second Zoom call. This week is about reaching out, um, who to reach out to, what are our intentions, and what do you say? So we got some phenomenal training at Super Saturday, and I'm going to really pour a lot of this knowledge from that. I'm going to pour into you guys. So first of all, who to reach out to. So if you don't know, we have two markets. Everybody has two markets on who to reach out to. You have your warm market and then you have your cold market. Your warm market are people who are in your life already. Your friends, your neighbors, your relatives, people who, when you go and approach them, they know you, they know what you're about, you're used to talking to them, it's not awkward. And then you have your cold market who are acquaintances who you haven't talked to since high school. They are people who said, hey, my cousin's friend wants to know about Plexus, here's her phone number. And as far as they're strangers in the grocery store. So, cold market are people that you are not warmed up to talking to, and then warm market is everyone who you know well. Or at least you don't feel awkward talking to. So it is key, especially when you're just starting your business. My best advice, and a lot of the Jules will give advice too, to reach out to your warm market first and really get your feet wet. We're all much more comfortable reaching out to our warm market. I mean, it takes a lot of practice to get used to reaching out to any sort of cold market. So don't be afraid to get your feet wet in your warm market, you guys. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to everybody who you're like, okay, I know they see me doing Plexus, but we haven't really gone there on a conversation yet. Don't be afraid to do that. They know you. They know your intentions. So let's warm up with that warm market. Horrible choice of words, but you know what I mean. Get your feet wet in that warm market. And then reach out to cold market when you feel like your warm market is tapped out. So this takes practice, and that's okay. Reaching out to anybody takes practice. A lot of us, when we first join this business, we feel like, I can't reach out to people, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but that is okay, you guys. I'm drawing a blank on what his name is right now, something Antonio, I believe, from Super Saturday, the video, but he made this great analogy about when you first start your business, it's like learning how to drive stick, something that I personally still don't know how to do. Like, I stall out like crazy, but that's okay. When you first start driving stick, like, I'm sure we've all at least tried it once in our life, and if you haven't, be thankful. It's normal. It's going to be clunky. You're going to stall out. You're going to be all over the place. Like, you're not going to know how to reverse without stalling or like running something over, things like that. It's very similar when you start your business. It takes months to feel comfortable in reaching out to people about Plexus. So don't let that stop you from reaching out, because what if you try stick? If somebody buys you a brand new car that's stick, and you drive it a couple of times and you're like, this is clunky and all over the place, I can't drive this thing. But imagine if for months you drove it every day, all day, everywhere you went, you drove that car. Eventually it would be like the back of your hand. You wouldn't have to think about it when you drive. It's the same thing with your business. The more you do it, the more it just becomes second nature. Now, the difference between us, all of us, you guys, and an Emerald ambassador, sorry, Naomi, no, get it back to her, give it to her, thank you. Sorry guys, twin problems, they're stealing each other's stuff. Okay, so the difference between us and an Emerald ambassador, somebody driving a Lexus and going to Hawaii for free every year and making 6 figures, is how many no's we're willing to roll off our back. A lot of us are terrified of the word no, and at some point we started taking the word no between childhood and adulthood. At some point we made this transition in our brain where we started taking the word no personally, and really it's not. So do not be afraid of the word no, you guys. Now, on who to reach out to, we all talk about making your list of 100. If you haven't made this list yet, definitely go to your upline, but I'm looking at everybody on this call, and I know you guys already have your list of 100. So your list of 100, keep in mind, the more powerful your list is, the more successful you will be. So I know that when I first joined, and I have no idea if you guys are like this, I hope not, because it just, I don't know why I was like this in the beginning, but I made a week list of 100. I made the list of 100 where I wasn't afraid to reach out to these people. They didn't really have good networks. I picked the people who are like, okay, I won't be scared to reach out to that person. Yeah, I'll write that person's name down. Or this person will probably say no, but at least I can say that I reached out to them. Don't do what I did, you guys. The more powerful your list, the more you can look at your list and be like, holy cow, this person will probably like go diamond, the more successful you will be. So make some powerful lists, and highlight on the list people who are great at what they do. Put a little star next to them, highlight. They don't have to be great at sales. They don't have to be great at health. They don't have to be great in the gym or whatever, like you picture this perfect Plexus ambassador should be, or, they don't have to be a nutritionist or a doctor or whatever. They just need to be great at what they do, whatever it is, because that really says something about somebody's personality and that really says about their character. So really reach out to those people and highlight them. What is key on choosing who to reach out to is do not prejudge. You guys, we have no idea who is silently suffering. You have no idea. You can meet somebody who looks like they are rolling in the dough. They drive a nice car, they have stuff, they're in this perfect marriage, they have the perfect physique, they have all the friends. You guys, they could be losing sleep every night because of chronic pain. And you know what? They won't tell you about it because they're either popping painkillers or they're, taking ibuprofen around the clock, or they just don't want to ruin their image and complain about it. And example number 2, these people who you think they have all their stuff together, they wouldn't be interested in Plexus. They have it all together. They eat clean. They have money already. They're not going to be interested. They could be drowning in debt, and we have no idea. So do not prejudge who you're going to reach out to. Whoever you feel like is on your heart and whoever pops into your head and whoever you just are like thinking about, I guess you can say, to reach out to, or who you want to put a star and highlight their name, you guys reach out to them, because you don't know why you're feeling like that. But I am a firm believer that God will place people on our hearts because we are supposed to reach out to them. And we have literally financial freedom and health freedom in the palm of our hands with Plexus. And if you don't believe that, check yourself, because we do. So also, when you're reaching out to people, to be transparent, don't be afraid. Hey, you were on my mind. I reached out to a lot of people like that, like, hey, I'm sure you've seen my Plexus post. Maybe you haven't, but you've really been on my mind. Have you ever looked into Plexus? Because we can't help it if somebody's on our mind. So don't fight that instinct. Do not fight that instinct. I have learned. Our intentions. So this is going on to the next part. Our intentions of when we're reaching out to people. Amy Almay Darling at Super Saturday. Throw it in the trash, baby. Almay Darling at Super Saturday had this great quote, and I want you guys to write this down. Hook them to ask them about them to see how it can fit to help them. I'm going to repeat it, don't worry. Hook them to ask them about them to see how it can fit to help them to further your relationship. So this means when we are talking to people, it is 80% listening, 20% talking. We were born, Celeste says this a lot, but we were born with 2 ears and 1 mouth, and that was definitely for a reason. When you're talking to people, a lot of us go into conversations with the mindset like you're doing something to that person. When you go into a conversation with somebody about Plexus, when you feel like you're bugging them, you are way off the mark of what you're really doing. You guys, we're not doing things to people when we reach out about Plexus. We're doing something for them. Okay, so once we truly wrap our head around we're doing something for them and not to them, it takes away that fear from reaching out to new people because you really realize you're doing something really great for them. So those are our intentions, to help people, right? Hook them to ask them, what is it? Hook them to ask them about them to see how it can help to, or how it can fit to help them. So what to say? Sorry, guys. What to say? Okay, cool, Jen. I got this person. How do I not blow this? Like, what the heck do I say? So we got some really good training at Super Saturday on what to say to people. The key at first, I want you to write in asterisks on the top of everything else. Always leave them wanting more. When we spew everything at them and there's nothing left for them to want to know, we've not done ourselves any good. Always leave them wanting more. Practice your knowledge. Practice your knowledge. You know, we don't read about the products one time and memorize everything about them. We are not professionals after one time of reading about the products, you guys. Practice your knowledge. Always be looking up new things about gut health. Always be reading new testimonies on what products helped people. You know, does this require to always be sitting down and taking notes? If that's not something you're in the position to do, then no, don't. But when you can, yeah, it would be really good. It would be really good if you see a really great fibromyalgia testimony to write down what helped people with fibromyalgia. That way, when you run into somebody with fibromyalgia, you aren't stumped on what to say. You know what to recommend. You know what products to recommend them. So practice your knowledge. Also, before you get into a conversation, before you intentionally reach out to somebody, you know, have in mind, what are you going to say to them? Don't go into it blindly. Have in mind what you're going to say so you can ask them more, so you can see how you can help them more. Have key questions in mind. A conversation when you talk to somebody is not all about why you love it. Like, yes, we love Plexus. Yes, we do. But when we talk to somebody about it helping them, the conversation does not need to be based around why you love it and what great things it's doing for you the whole time. I'm not saying not to tell people what it's done for you. Of course, that's key. I mean, that needs to go unsaid. Like, of course, share with people what it's done for you, but that's not what the whole conversation is about. The conversation is about them. Another thing when you're going into conversations with people is to not stop planting negative seeds. My darling talked a lot about this at Super Saturday, is not planting these negative seeds. We don't realize what a negative seed it plants when you go into a conversation with somebody and say, I know you hate MLMs, but just hear me out. No. Or when we're talking to somebody and be like, I know, network marketing, it's awful, but seriously, Plexus is different. I think that we've all been there. I know that I have. You know, we've been there with maybe planting a negative seed unintentionally and kind of like comes out of your mouth when you didn't want it to. Let's really make an intentional decision not to do that anymore. A good thing is just boasting about the goods. You know, if you feel like you're about to put it in their head that network marketing is bad, or like, if you feel like this person does not like network marketing, that's a better way to say it. If you're going into somebody and you're like, they don't like MLMs. I know they don't like MLMs. They posted about it before, like, stop trying to sell me, blah, blah, blah. You know, don't go into it and be like, I know it's an MLM. Instead, go into it like, I love having the freedom to stay home with my kids. I love being able to pay off all of the debt, you know, that we've been able to pay off. Like, whatever it's doing for you, focus on what you love about it and not that they hate it, because they already know they hate it and you already know they hate it. But it's up to you to get them to see a different light of network marketing. This is a good thing that All My Darling, also when you're talking to people, a good way of describing the triplex combo. So I'm going to repeat this a couple of times. You guys can write this down. I found this really powerful from All My. She is a master nutrition therapist, by the way. All My Darling is. She's who trained us at Super Saturday, and she's a enrolled ambassador. She says this is what she tells people about the triplex combo. The Triplex Combo is a simple, effective tool that could help balance your body from the inside out. A simple, effective tool that could help balance your body from the inside out. And leave it there. Pause. It leaves them wanting more. Then you ask, after a little bit of a brief pause, not super awkwardly, I think we can all judge that. Then you ask, do you need some balancing? Where are you having issues? And this is where you listen. You listen, you nod, and you listen. This is not your place to cut them off and be like, oh my God, Probiotic 5 is about to change your life. That's not our place to do that. We listen, nod, listen, nod, listen, 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 listen until they are completely done telling us. Because when people can pour all of that at us, not only are we getting a better idea of what products to recommend to them that could help them, but it really shows them that we care and we're in this conversation for them and not in this conversation for a sale for ourselves at all. So the follow-up question, in case you need me to repeat it, is, do you need some balancing? Where are you having issues? Everybody is going to have an answer to that. I don't think that anybody you talk to is going to be like, nothing. I feel amazing. My body's perfect. I'm great. Most people, most people can list off a couple of things, and you listen before you go recommending anything to them. And then also another thing, when somebody is telling you, yeah, I want to try this, I want to try these products. Another quote that Almay Darling gave us that I really liked was, so you can work on your health journey right now, or you can work on your health journey and get paid to do it. You can work on your health journey right now, or you can work on your health journey and get paid to do it. And then you pause to let that sink in for a minute. And then say, I'm sure you know somebody X, Y, and Z. I'm sure you know somebody else who's suffering from migraines. Or I'm sure you know somebody who's struggling to lose weight. I'm sure you know somebody who's in chronic pain. You know, you catch my drift. Everything that Plexus helps, you can fill in the blank how you feel like it is in relation to that person. If you're talking to a gym junkie, I actually tell a few of my friends at the gym who I'm still working on, but I have said, like, I'm sure you know plenty of people here who suffer or who struggle with food cravings. I feel like everybody that I know at the gym talks about the fact they work out so hard and then they can't stay away from cake at night. And we have something to help them with that. Even the most fit people go on Instagram, go on Pinterest, go on anything. They're all trying to find ways to make sweets with protein powder, make sweets with stevia, make sweets with, you know, you name it, right, you guys? People love sweets, and we can help them. So some key pieces to tie this all up. When you're reaching out to people, using the voice message feature is very good. On our Facebook app, there's a little microphone. I'm sure that we've all used it. Everybody on the phone looking, we've all used it. So using that voice message feature is really key. I've had a lot of friends come back and be like, oh my gosh, I just loved hearing your voice. Girls, no. I loved hearing your voice, and it makes it more personal. It makes people happy, especially people you haven't talked to in a long time and you were close at that one point. Meeting with people in person. Our day and age, this sounds like a scary concept to some of us, but it's not scary, you guys. You actually still deal way faster in person, like way faster. Getting people on the phone, same thing. When you add more in, it's more personable. I mean, that can kind of go unsaid. Think of how much more powerful this is than if I was texting you guys this information. I mean, I'd be texting you bulletin points and not being able to hardly explain anything without it being a novel. And who reads novels? Very few people, especially if they're not already, you know. Oh, just gave me a thing that I have 10 minutes left, but that's fine. We're finishing up. Getting on the phone, using FaceTime, for example, this. If you can FaceTime with your sister, I'm not saying jump on FaceTime with everybody, because I don't think that's realistic, and I think it can be really awkward, but I think the people we're close enough with in our lives that we live far away from, or that our schedules are too busy, FaceTime is key, you guys. People love to FaceTime. And then also get with your upline if you don't have videos already, but videos are really, really powerful. Really powerful. When you're telling somebody about the business, it's a good quote to ask people. Eric Worre talks about it. If I do this, will you do this? And my favorite is, hey, if I send you this video, would you check it out? We have a great video on the 11 ways we get paid. We have a great video that explains our products. We have great videos on testimonies. We have great videos. And some of them, most of them are like 2 to 3 minutes long, and it will speak 1,000 more words than any text message that we could tell them about the business with. So utilize videos, and if you're stuck on what videos, if I'm your upline, come to me and we will figure out what video is great for that person. And if I'm not your direct upline, go to your direct upline and you guys can work out some videos. So I hope this helped you guys on reaching out to people, who to reach out to, your intentions when you're reaching out, and what to say. I hope this helped you guys, and you guys have a wonderful Tuesday.